So we've been live for 1 hour. Whatever happened up until this point, no one knows. Everyone's in the mysterious hut right now. Number 14. Anyway,
Straight up hutting it.
long short of it is, after successfully destroying Fort Reuniao, the party made it to a mysterious hut in the forest after traveling for 11 days. They found the hut largely, well, not just harmless, but actively welcoming them, though nobody was actively inside welcoming them in. They figured that this house, which had very high magical potency, was in fact at the center of some kind of spell, curse, whatever the opposite of a curse is of this forest. And after a short time skip, the party has since moved their entire retinue, all the troops, their companions, into the hut. And everyone is quite ready. Everyone's quite ready to take a rest, though not everyone is quite ready to trust this gift hut yet. Fuck my life. Everything was going so great. Anyway,
Really good.
whatever.
With Queen.
Everyone, please roll me a d6.
Yes, Queen.
Like a D6. Oh, hold on. Like this. 5.
Wow, it's not a competition.
Oh, it so is a competition. Tell him, Francisca.
Imagine now that 1 would be the best and 6 is like the worst.
This is not German school. Stop it.
To top it all off, the battery of my earphones is also getting low. Amazing. Stacy, where do you go after all this? There's a couple more hours left until dusk, and you're not quite tired enough to go to bed yet. You have a rough idea of where all your companions are.
I'd like to pick up a piece of wood and sit somewhere and carve the piece of wood.
You find a study room adjoining the living room with the fireplace, already with a whittling set and a half-started carving of a creature you can't quite identify. You start carving. Costa, why don't you give me a carving check?
Carving check. Let's see. So can I just do it like with the wood carving? Okay, it's not like. Damn it! How can I roll on the wood carver's tool?
You are proficient in wood carving, yes?
Yes.
Okay, do you want to do this with your wisdom or with your intelligence?
Wisdom.
Then you roll your d20 plus your wisdom bonus plus your proficiency.
Okay, then it's D20 plus 5. That's 3. Nice.
Tell us what you're carving. Whatever it is, it's beautiful.
Stacy's mind is wandering off as she begins to carve. You see how she's really zoning out, but you also see that she's done this quite a lot of times. Like her hands do the movements completely on their own, and after all those little chunks of wood go flying, you see something taking shape, and as time goes on, you see it's taking the shape of an owl.
No, which is a creature you've only rarely seen. They barely frequent this part of the world, but up back in Petria, whenever your the father who raised you will take you down to the town. Or whenever your biological father will take you down to the town, you would see some of them riding on the shoulders of travelers. Some of them prowling the night. You look at this little figure in your hands, carved from this beautiful, sturdy, but incredibly pale wood. And two round eyes staring back at you. You feel a sense of contentment. Give me a perception check. You think you mattered for a minute, but then you can see one of the artificers sitting in front of the fireplace looks up sleepily as well. As from the outside, in between the howling of the wind, you hear the hoot of an owl.
Thank you for clarifying.
Hey, Tyr, what are you doing?
Well, he got me.
Do you want
I was
to
kind of
skip
chilling
you?
in front of-
While you think of something, I can go to Seti first.
Actually, no. I'm lying on the floor next to the artificers because I also want to get some of that warmth. And I've just watched the flames for so long that I've kind of been dissociating for at least the last 15 to 20 minutes. Yeah. I think I also hear that hoo-hoo. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I can hear that owl. I'm not sure. Maybe it takes me out of my
Before you
dissociation.
hear the howl, the hoot of the owl, a creature you're
Oh.
not even familiar, you're not even sure you know exists. You've seen it in a picture a couple times, but you never even know that made any sounds. Anyway, you hear a weird hoot. Before you do, you feel somebody lying a plush wool blanket over your body, and then sit down next to you.
I look up.
You look up at the bird ball man. Wait, hang on, where is he?
Bird ball man.
Not
Hand
quite as
door
bundled up
car man.
anymore, but still quite bundled up. You can see Christian settle down next to you here. It's nice and warm, isn't it?
Yeah. It is.
Dear,
Why don't
I've
you,
seen you in a lot of ways. I've never seen you so incredibly knocked out.
It's been a long way, hasn't it? Why don't you
I've
sit
held-
down?
Huh?
Come on, sit down here.
Sits down next to you.
That's good. I sit up as well to be on eye height.
You're still a little bit taller than him by about a head, but he appreciates
I
the
am-
gesture nonetheless.
I just like I'm sitting up, but my hands are behind my back, kind of like I'm leaning on them.
You don't worry about
And-
taking up too much space because the artificers, who are mostly gnomes, they're basically like they're like the size of small children, just gathering up around the fireplace, warming their little hands.
I
Yeah.
I want to look him in the eyes and then just look away again. I look back into the fire. I failed to express what I wanted to say when he put the blanket over me.
You're welcome. He
Thank you.
bundles up a little bit more. I've been here for, I think, a bit over 100 years. Never seen this hot in my entire unlife, or my life for that matter. It just popped up in the middle of a snowstorm.
Something about it is giving me deep anxiety.
I can tell. You're shivering. You're about as hot as the tea kettle. You've seen how he produces a cup of tea from beneath his blanket and puts it to his mouth. Why is that? Why is it so hard to trust things now?
Things or people?
Life in general, I think.
I believe we've just seen too much recently that made us doubt things.
He
I've
nods
I've
sagely.
seen too much in general to trust anything. If something is too good to be true, you know. And I look him up and down when I say that.
He
There's no
smirks.
subtlety to tear.
As you can see, his eyes slowly closing. Yeah, too good. Doesn't take long for him to fall asleep sitting up. Before he can even say anything, you find yourself drifting off as well.
Yeah, it's true. I have the good sense to lay down before I do so, and I'm. Well, are you telling me he just slumped over?
You can see he was kind of sitting cross-legged next to you, and then he just kind of fell asleep just like that.
I
The
don't
gathered up
know how his
exhaustion
body
of 11
works.
days on the road, a snowstorm, and then finally sitting in front of a working fireplace.
I do what I deem to be better for his back, and I lay him down, his whole body facing the fireplace, you know, him being parallel to it in a way. And then I lay down next to him, but not touching him. He's sleeping. I didn't ask. But yeah.
No, that you get a good feeling about this. You fall asleep with a smile on your face. Seti, what are you up to?
I think I'm, if the hut allows me, if it doesn't try to take it over, I'm going to go downstairs to the kitchen and just start cooking prepping some things for breakfast.
Breakfast. After a while, yeah, give me a cooking check actually.
But also wisdom or intelligence.
Pick your poison.
Dexterity.
I am a proficient with the cook's utensils. So.
Again, you can pick if you want to do it with intelligence, dexterity, or wisdom.
Ooh, okay. I'm going to do it with dexterity. Oh, come on. Okay, no, this is. I want this moment. I'm gonna use inspiration to do it again.
Wait, but you did acrobatics.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
because
the same.
it's a dex with proficiency just for shortcut. I did it like that.
I see.
No, see, no worries. I got it. What are you making? What do you think Seti is making?
I think he's mostly working with dough at the moment, and it's like the quickened reflexes in his fingers, trying to have like 4 different types of dough going at the same time, and switching between each of them just at the right time.
So you do. Make
I
one
respect this so much.
beautiful loaf of sourdough. The ends aren't as tapered as you would like them, though you think it has its own charm. And the other bowl, you're actually making some hardtack. You figure if you're gonna be on the road a long time, it helps to have stuff that doesn't perish as fast. Finally, what was the other thing? Oh gosh, no, I forgot. You're making some flatbread, which you tend to use the next morning. A recipe that has been shared around by the Wanti of Maracas, and you like to think that your mother would approve of this. Whoever she was. You hear her step into the kitchen, mostly because she's dragging her feet. For the first time since you've known her, really known her, she looks probably tired. No, that's not just the hat. You're cooking something,
There
aren't
you
you? The Farf says, one eye focus intently on the freshly made sourdough.
I never told anyone, I think, about my first months back from the wilds. This is actually one of the things that I've spent most of the time doing. I felt lost and not knowing how to help people. Was only good at kicking things. So I just started working at a soup kitchen. I guess being back here, I wanted to help. It was my first reflex to start cooking.
She awkwardly points at the sourdough. Do you mind if I, you know?
Please, go ahead.
She takes out a bread knife and cuts off one of the lumpy edges, one of the lumpy points, stuffs it into her mouth greedily. Oh, I haven't had proper bread in, I don't know, years. They don't allow us to have tasty food in the order. And on the road, there's not much time to, sit down and break yourself a loaf.
Is it a sort of sacrifice brings strength kind of thing, or are they just too cheap on some sugar?
I think it's a matter of both. I don't think even the Inquisitor the Lady Inquisitor was allowed to eat anything that wasn't strictly necessary. The Book of Elmar says that, well, it says a lot of nonsense, but I think they're onto something. They said that to know joy, you must first know suffering, and to seek joy is to incur suffering. Well, I agree that disappointment can suck, but so does not having bread. She stuffs another slice into her mouth. Oh god, it's really good. It's really, really good, Sadie. It's really, really, really good.
Alright, I guess if this whole adventuring doesn't pan out, I can just start a little bakery and start taking care of the little one.
Sure. Let's make bread by day and fight evil by night.
If she'd seen me, she would laugh.
Oh yeah? Your mother or...
Both, I think. Although I have no idea what kind of expectations my mother had for me.
Oh.
I hope I'm
Tell you,
meeting
my
her.
mother? Oh, she was a hard ass, alright. You wouldn't expect so, She was just a witch. She was helping people, helping them find comfort with their dead loved ones. She also always insisted that I, be diligent in my prayers and my studies. And she never taught me how to cook. Thing is, my father was pretty bad at it too, but he tried. Bless his heart, he tried. She sits down on a chair at the kitchen table. Another slice of bread already in her hand, and she thinks very hard. She looks at you and smiles.
I smile back. We all try so hard.
Yeah.
The world is full of suffering already. Us who have suffered We know that all too well. I guess it helps us to spread some joy. That old elephant could finally... I think I'm starting to understand what he was trying to tell me.
How long has it been? 10 years?
Something like that.
Funny how we only ever learn
It
to
took me a
appreciate
lifetime to understand, and it's gonna take me a lifetime more to fully comprehend.
Mm.
I have time.
Oh, you're lucky. When you die, that's over for you. When I die, I probably have to go to some kind of afterlife and keep learning things. You think I'd grow tired of it?
I mean, if I die, probably just gonna become food for a demon. Sounds
Let's hope it's a
simple.
nice demon at least. Let's hope he has table manners. She says that she stuffs another piece of bread in her mouth. You can see your loaf is now halfway gone.
It would be the first here.
Yeah. What do you talk about with a farm as the two of you slowly become sleepy?
I think I'd talk to her about the vision that Mershak once showed me. The dream in the house. Just because it's something I've never properly sat down and talked to somebody about. What it would mean. If it even means anything.
She looks at you with a strange expression. Looks from one corner of the room to the other. And then she says, demons like to tempt us, mortals. Tempt us with things we want to hear. At first, they show us that we could possess the things we want. Then they show us that we could destroy the things we hate. And then they show us that the only way to achieve both is to give away everything we are. Now, some sacrifices have to be made, of course, but Sally, I hope you don't actually consider making that the kind of sacrifice. The world would be much, much poorer without you.
I think the world would be fine without me. It has always been. As long as what I'm leaving behind remembers what we've tried to do. If we weren't able to succeed.
Give me an insight check. Okay,
0 insight fact.
You see a strange expression wander over Lafauve's face as she looks at you and says, you ever wonder if you're so busy looking forward that you never look behind? Look behind at what you're leaving?
I think constantly. I'm baking because my mind already says also that tomorrow this is over. Tomorrow we leave. We go back into the darkness. This is the maybe one moment in months that I'm allowing myself to stop and look back.
She gets up and walks over to you, and she puts a hand on the side of your arm. As you watch her grab into her what's it called? Underneath her collar, she pulls out a necklace and hands it over to you. You can see now it's a very plain leather chain, leather strap, and at one end you see what appears to be the carved tusk of some kind of beast. You always leave somebody behind, Seti. try to live in the now. If not for yourself, then at least for me. And she smiles sadly. Before the two of you go to sleep for the night, how did the two of you leave the scene, Seti?
Actually, don't know.
Seti stands there holding that carved tusk in his hand, looking back at Lafave as she makes her way down back to the cellar. Does Seti follow?
Think I will. Yes.
And with that, we cut to black. We return now, a couple hours later. The three of you wake up. You feel like it's not quite morning, but something has changed. Can I please get another d6 roll from across the table? I want to see who
Yes.
wakes up first.
Another 5. Funny.
Another 5 for you as well, huh, Tyr? Another
Another
4 for
four.
you as well, Seti, huh?
Wow.
This
Can't
is
believe we got
incredible.
the exact same combination twice in a row.
Quel BS.
Stacy,
What?
Yes.
you feel a little disoriented as you wake up because the room is there. You wake up in a different room than you fell asleep in. You look around and find yourself in what appears to be an office. There are shelves everywhere. Some racks with tools. This music is far too exciting. And the walls lined with beautiful wood carvings. Some depicting ships upon a stormy sea, some mountains, trees, suns, heavenly bodies, various creatures, fantastical and mundane, and about a small army of owls hung about the room. You found yourself sitting comfortably in what appears to be an armchair on a swivel. The carving tools are still in your hand, so is that beautiful owl you carved, though this time it seems to be a little different, a little softer. You look around, you still feel that same warm energy around you.
Stacy can't help but feels like she's back in the office of her then like not biological dad, but then like elf
Duke.
dad. Yeah, of
Yeah, her elf
Duke.
dad. The elf Duke dad. The Duke.
Yeah. And so she feels the curiosity she also had when she was back at the estate, and she looks around and sees if there are little nooks or crannies she can like open up, even though in the back of her mind there is like a little warning, but she's not quite yet there to listen to that warning.
Give me a perception check, Stacy.
Which check?
Perception.
Perception.
You didn't really perceive even the command.
Hey, I don't command things, I request things. You notice something oddly familiar about the interior decorating style, besides just the wood carvings that all seems like somebody that you might have made, or somebody who has a very similar style to you might have made. You recognize it from your first home. Growing up in the Onlund Duchy with your with who you thought was your father, your siblings, and your mother. The furniture, the wainscoting, even the window frame above the desk, it all reminds you of that place. Finally, between two shelves, you find a small door, something you reckon must lead down to a pantry or perhaps to another cellar. You open it up, and what you find is a small, very tight staircase leading up and up. Give me an insight check.
Yes, inside.
The hut you entered had 2 stories, a main floor and a cellar. You don't remember it having stairs that go up.
Being the naive little bean Stacy sometimes is, she just walks up and see what will happen.
You make your way up into a large domed room. Far more spacious than the entire hut up to this point has been altogether. The domed ceiling on top seems to be covered in copper, and there's what appears to be a large hatch with a round window inside, a telescope leading up to that hatch. All that is on a dais around which there are many bookshelves. A small study is what you appear to have found yourself in. You can see by the telescope there's an inquisitive little gnome already looking through it. And if I can pull her up. Show me what you've got. You can see Frida looking back at you in what might be surprise or might be joy. You can see the little gnome is beyond herself with happiness to have found such a treasure. Ah, Stacy.
Stacy step. Ah, yeah, perfect.
It's
Hey, Frida, what you looking at?
well. I think this constellation is called the Small Dragon, as it happens. You know, that's ironic because, well, I don't know. I didn't expect there to be an entire observatory in this little hut.
Stacy puts her hand on Frida's shoulder and says, "You know what? I think this place sometimes just gives us exactly what we need right now. And maybe this is something for you."
She gives a little thought. Well, I'm certainly not complaining. Where did you wake up anyway? I just found myself here after waking up. It's not quite the morning yet, but the snowstorm seems to have subsided either way. The stars outside are beautiful.
It is indeed, but I have the feeling I was waked up by owls. And Stacy shows Frida her own little carving.
Ah. There's a nostalgic little look on her eye. In the Volpine Republic, we have many owls. Lots of the noble houses used to have them as coats of arms. I think my father used to have many taxidermies of them. I always found them dreadful. Always scared me as a kid. Oh. But I grew to appreciate birds in my time. It's always kind of pulled me up into the sky. She looks up to the hatch in the dome ceiling. Say, you're a dragon. You can fly.
Stacy nods.
No machinery necessary. No magic, no anything. You just flap your wings and off you go. She looks a little jealous. And here I am, having spent 200 years of my life trying to figure out how to build a machine that can do just the same thing. She's not looking at you anymore. Now completely just looking out the window. How does it feel?
Stacy tilts her head again, and she gets a dreamy expression on her face. And she's like, and she goes like, Hmm. It's a little bit like swimming, but like even lighter than swimming. You know, like the water, it has a kind of a way, but the air doesn't have it. But the flow is pretty similar, and as as you gather the miles, you gather also the knowledge like how to take the breezes and to really glide on them on the thermic currents. So far, mostly I noticed the colder currents because we have winter right now. So I'm really looking forward to the warmer season again and to witness the difference in the feeling. And yeah, since I don't have like feathery wings, but just like more so skinny wings, um, it kind of feels like when you have the paper dragons for the children. So, and sometimes it makes this kind of noise when the current hits you. Um, yeah, so it's not really like when the wings of a bird flap beside you, you hear something different. And what really amazes me the most is all the different kinds of smells I can pick up on. This really fascinates me the most, and yeah, it's just nice to flap around, and you can see down the earth and everything gets like so small. It's nice.
While you were talking, an enchanted little notebook with a pen has loosened itself from Peter's backpack and started writing in itself as she was intently listening to you. You know, if we get out of this alive, would you mind if we did some tests on you? I think we could learn a lot from each other.
Daisy nods again and says, "Yes, why not?"
The two of you have another nice conversation about your respective pasts. Hall, who is greatly your senior, has experienced a lot of things. You learn that a long time ago, Hall used to live in a place called Volpia, which was a province of the Lantanian Empire. They revolted at some point, and though their freedom was hard won and loved by many, many gnomes who lived in that country didn't know what to do with themselves anymore. They didn't recognize the country they'd grown up in, and so they moved across the ocean to Maracas, to Regilius, to Morgus, all those kinds of places to kind of reinvent themselves and trying to keep inventing things. She tells you about a voyage she took across the ocean upon a sailing ship. It was boarded by pirates no less than 3 times. Each time, the crew of gnomes was diminished a little bit more. She was sharing a space with three other people, and every now and then she would look up into the night sky and wish she could fly there with the wyverns and dinosaurs and birds, which eventually inspired her to get into making flying machines. As you keep talking, you hear a knock throughout the entire house. You know intuitively that it came from the front door. Tyr, you wake up,
Yeah.
look up, and find yourself in a strange place. Not quite where you fell asleep. Instead, you find yourself in an armory. Suits of armor line the wall, seemingly standing guard. Intricate weapons made from good, durable steel line the walls. There's a sandpit somewhere in the middle of the room, let into the ground, evidently a place for people to practice, to spar with each other. You even find a punching bag, and above it all, at the far end of the room, you find a portrait of an imposing-looking orc, wearing plate armor, a helmet under his left arm, and his right arm resting upon the hilt of a mighty warhammer. He
Do
looks
I
at
know who
you
this person
seemingly
is?
approvingly. Come again?
Sorry, do I know who this is on the portrait?
Give me an intelligence check.
No.
You can just say no, it's okay.
That is the man you
Oh,
want to
well.
be. You recognize him to be about 7 feet tall, judging by the area around him. You can see this portrait beautifully drawn and very true to life. His eyes are bright and copper, his skin like a greyish mauve color, and his locks long and stark white. He might have been your grandfather or your uncle or something. He looks familiar to you. He looks like he might be related to you, but he's not quite you.
Huh. That was disappointing.
Oh, it's that
I'm
fucking guy.
who is this guy?
Get a load of this guy.
I feel strangely drawn towards the sandpit. I'm assuming that I don't in this place I woke up in. I didn't wake up with my weapon.
Iron Will is at your side. Seemingly well taken care of and oiled. It's like somebody took your hammer and took it apart and then put it back together as a means of repairing it. He feels great in your hands.
I walk up to the sandpit and I wait for something to happen.
One of the suits of armor starts squeaking as it comes to life and steps down to the sandpit to stand across from you. It draws a warhammer much like yours, though not quite yours, and it looks ready to fight, only waiting for your signal.
I beckon it to come at me, and I ready myself.
Okay. So, we're gonna have a short roll-off to see how well you do in the sparring match. Why don't you give me an attack roll?
An attack roll.
Yeah.
Yes.
I will do the same.
That was close.
5 minutes later, you find yourself sweating, panting, and happier than you've ever been in the past week or so. You feel alive, fighting against this metal man. For what it's worth, he seems to be enjoying himself too. Give me another attack roll.
Whoa!
What the?
This match is even closer. The two of you go to your very limits, and at the end, there doesn't seem to be a clear winner either way. You feel a strain on your shoulder as you realize you've pulled a muscle, and you can see that from the armor, one of the gauntlets just fully falls off. One last time, this suit of armor turns around, swings its armor around, like does a little swirly swirl with it, and raises at your head as one final let's have at it. Give me one last attack roll.
Jesus.
Not 2 minutes later, you come out victorious. You land one blow square at its helmet, sending it flying as the armor drops down. It rises once again, not a minute later, picks up its helmet and bows to you before putting back on the parts of armor it's lost and taking its position back up.
I bow back. Huh.
At some point,
I mean,
Yeah?
Yeah. Please continue.
You hear somebody coming down the stairs at the other end of the room, and you watch Rendari enter. Ah, there you are. You don't seem perturbed at all, though you do look like you fought something. Are you alright there?
Yeah. Yeah.
She starts
But
laughing too, though it's a little bit more of an awkward laugh, like, huh?
but this is a dream. What are you doing here? This is not real, right?
She walks up and slaps you. Oh, no, this is pretty real to me. For what it's worth, you have a very slappable face.
I gut punch Rendari.
She evades expertly. Before you know it, the two of you are across from each other in the sand pit, and she's drawn her two short swords.
Oh, fuck.
All right, you fat bastard. Let's see what you can do.
Oh, come on.
Same thing as before.
Oh, shit. What have I done? Where's my mouse? Hold on. Oh, shit. Okay, I'm getting my ass beat.
That you are. It doesn't take a 1 minute to put you down in the dirt. Come on, dear. You have to try.
Ugh.
As you get back up and get ready for another round, please give me another attack roll. $30 is all you need to you only need the pommel against the side of her head. A dirty move, which you know, and she knows it too. She takes the opportunity while she's on the ground to trip you over, and now you're both in the sand.
We're both starfishing in the sand.
Dear, I know this is rich coming from me, but you're a real bastard. Ah, fuck me. Yeah, I don't get to do this anymore with the other guys, you know? I'm the officer in command. It's boring. It's boring.
Don't get to beat up your subordinates.
No, none of them
Kinda sucks.
on my level. I remember sparring with you and Mads. Oh, Mads always gave up after 2 rounds. Oh man.
So,
Alright.
what is this? I remember falling asleep at the fire. Where are we?
Yeah, me too. And then, well, I woke up in a bedroom. It was nice. There was this big, like, bear fur rug on a bear pelt rug on the floor. And a coal pan in the bed. I have never felt so warm and cozy. In fact, I think all my cramps from the past couple days are completely gone. I feel like I've been reborn.
I still have a bad feeling about this.
Alright, she gets up and readies her swords again. Let's settle this then.
What do you mean? You're
Listen.
you're not gonna beat the anxiety out of me. You're not my dad.
She cackles at that. We'll see about that. Come on guard. Give me another attack roll.
Oh shit.
The last one actually takes several minutes. Eventually, you're both too exhausted to carry on. You fall into the sand laughing. I don't know about you, but I feel much better. So it looks like the storm has gotten better, and this hut has become a whole mansion.
Huh? No kidding. I imagine we go up the stairs and I just find that the door is still where it's supposed to be, but the inside of the hut has changed, I assume.
You find yourself in the cellar, which is now considerably bigger. You can see at one end of the cellar, which is now not just stocked with wine, but with what was several weeks' worth of supplies. There's like a little bath, like a pool, hot water flowing into it from what seems to be a faucet. Several of the artificer gnomes are just lying inside, relaxing. You go back up the ladder out of the cellar into the main hall, and you find it quite expanded. Although the main door is still in the same place, everything around it seems to have gotten bigger. And then you hear it, a knock on the door. Seti,
Ah,
you wake up in a small shrine.
My clothes on?
What?
Nothing, just a joke.
Huh? Sorry, I have to collect my notes. Yes, you wake up in a small shrine. There's an effigy to some god or goddess next to you. You seem to have fallen asleep on the pew, which is strangely comfortable. The father's lying right next to you, of course, still quite asleep. It seems strange to you that after everything she's been through, she would sleep so easily in a plague like this. Then again, you shouldn't be sleeping at all. You look at the shrine and... what god do you see, Seti?
I have full control of what I see. Okay. I think I see... It's not a shrine to one thing, but it's... There are multiple effigies of different things out there. I think... while there are a lot of smaller ones in the back that are just standing there decorating the shrine, there are, I think, three of them that are prominently displayed. One will be the image of the Wild Mother, and the other one is gonna be a sort of Huan Ti effigy of a snake. Not sure if it's gonna be of Mersha themselves or just a representation of snake religion as a whole. And the third one is gonna be towards, and I forgot their name, but like the god that Custian and the other ones were worshipping that I
Umbra,
met
the
in
dead
the
goddess of
other
darkness.
dimension.
Yeah.
Yes.
You find a singular shrine depicting a tree. It's a low tree, it's not very complicated, but upon the lowest branch there sits a bird with a woman's head that has antlers. You know, this to be a symbol of Sylvana, otherwise known as the Wild Mother. Upon her, nestling within her, on her antlers, as though it was hitching a ride, is a regal-looking snake with 3 eyes. A representation of the Huan Ti, if not Meshok himself. Finally, hiding on the other side, hiding on the other branch of the tree, there's a strange-looking. There's another bird with a woman's face, though this one does not have antlers. Instead, it has 3 weeping eyes. Umbra. For once, they don't seem to be fighting. They don't even seem to have any resentment toward each other. From what you can tell, they seem to be enjoying each other's company. You look around the room, see all the other effigies, or every single god that Seti has ever thought about or encountered. You see a small shrine depicting what appears to be a cicada, the symbol of Arnos, the Sky Titan. You see a couple other things too. You even see a small shrine to Ilmar, a hand and chains. And then you notice the walls decorated with intricate murals, mosaics. What reminds you of the Skelly Sanctum back home? Give me an insight check.
Nine.
This place feels familiar, though you don't quite know why. Take a look around. and you feel as at home as as you did a couple hours ago. Maybe even a little more so. Though this place was definitely not in the hut you originally entered.
I think I direct myself towards the ceiling. Try to commune to the house. And ask them if you were in my position. If you've seen what I've seen and done what I've done. Which, if you would even pick, would you pick? Would you devote yourself to something, or would you just ignore fate and walk your own path?
At this time, you see a couple of unlit candles throughout the room. In fact, there's one for each little deity. The one next to Mershok lights. It's a small purple flame, still radiant in its own way. Then, next to the Wild Mother, bright and amber, full of life and joy. Then, a strange dark flame next to Umbra, cold but comforting. Then another candle lights, each again with a different color, and another, until every single candle in the room is lit. Then, they all go out at once. And you look. You feel a hot thing drop upon your head when you realize there's a lit candle floating above your head, suspended in the air by some unknown power.
Think you're clever, aren't you?
The candle glows a little bit brighter at that.
Lefave is in the room, right?
She's still sleeping on the pew.
I take a candle, light it up, and hold it above her head. And I whisper to the ceiling, consider another option.
You feel something rattling beneath your shirt. You realize you've still been wearing the amulet that she gave to you. You take it out, and the carvings seem to be moving. They turn now, depicting different things. At first, it seems to be a sword, then a chain, an eye, a snake, a dragon, a candle, a woman, a child, and then it goes completely blank. And only a dot is left. Please add to your inventory an amulet of protection +2.
Ooh,
Ayo.
damn.
Also note that whenever you gain a level, another piece of pattern is added to the amulet.
I can't even find the amulet.
I'll say it to you later. Well, I won't homebrew it, but I will probably write a whatever article. Anyway,
I find
that-
the ring, cloak, scarab, but I can't find the amulet of protection.
That's weird. That's odd.
Yeah.
I guess we'll homebrew one then. Anyway, it's fine. Just stash it away from now. Think about it later. At that, finally, the candle drops and falls on Fav's head, and she says, "Ow!"
I
Morning,
quickly
sunshine.
kick the candle away to the side.
Where are we? This wasn't here when we fell asleep. This place is nice.
I think the house wants us to stay a while and is accommodating.
That's so. two of you spend some time looking around the single shrines, and looking around all the shrines, and Lafarve shares what she can of the different little deities you find. You keep talking like this for about an hour until you hear loud knocking throughout the entire house. Instinctively, you come to investigate it at the main door. Do we cut to break or do we just keep going? Let's just keep going. Ahem. Let me just place you all on the map. The four of you, the three of you gather now. Yeah, no, it's five of you. The five, since what's her face? Rendari's there also. Okay, tokens.
It isn't that 6? Isn't Gustian there?
No. You don't know where Custian is.
Damn,
You don't know anything.
that's true.
Has it always been so unintuitive? Anyway, you're coming from this direction. No. No, no, no. You come from this direction. No. That's not what I want. You come from this direction. Florian, do you mind if I send you the stat block for Rendari?
Never.
Perfect. What did I put her? What did I put in? Oh no.
Pudding?
What did I put in?
Amazing.
Wow. Oh,
We are so in
great.
sync
Brain cells think alike.
correctly.
One moment. The five of you hear a knocking as you approach the door. As you all see each other, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Zzz.
I knew
Stacy's
it.
always, yeah, Stacy's always naive, and she would just open the door.
Okay. The other two?
I'm just wondering where the hell the kitchen went. My bread's
You went-
baking.
You went through it on your way here.
Oof.
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching the door in anticipation, but I know I'm not going to open it.
Okay, I just need to find this one stat block. I would like to view it.
Who moved Stacy toward the door?
Me,
Stacy
I did.
themselves.
No, I haven't done it. I was playing with my ring and it fell down the desk, so I was under my desk.
Okay. You little fidgety little kid. Hang on. I would like to
Child.
save this. It did. Wait. I would like to save it under downloads. I would like to name it Ren. I would like to hit enter. I would like to open Discord. Thank you.
Yeah, hit
I'm gonna
enter.
hit enter.
Again.
Baking bread.
And Florian, I'm going to be dropping it in the Discord side chat in a minute. There you go. Right underneath the water meme.
We have to do the thing.
You open the door to a peculiar creature. It seems to be tall, unnaturally tall, dressed in a white robe, with a wreath of flowers about its head, and a large skull-like face looking out.
Oh, fuck, I know this.
So Stacy opens the door, and at first, probably Stacy just sees like a hip or so, and then she peeks out her head, and she slowly moves her gaze towards the face, and then she's like, "Oh, sorry, yes, what?"
Wait, hold
can
on.
we-
Can Tyr move up and just cover Stacy's mouth real quick?
Yes,
Please.
you may.
I let it happen.
I'm like,
Shut up. Not with this one.
Good morning now to you and yours. Are you in the habit of opening doors?
no,
Stacy just stares to Tyr.
no, we're just cleaning floors.
Stacy
That's a tr-
nods.
The horse bristles a little bit at the triple rhyme, but carries on as usual. I wish to know what's become of you. It's the first time I see you two. She points now at Randari and Stacy. How goes it in my little hut? I hope that you lack for naught.
Well, it is certain that we are new. But don't you owe us a little cut of the information? Before this door is shut?
If you're going to have breakfast, you had better make it last. For I will bring hunger for 10 hosts. But let's not. So please don't leave me at my post. Have you anything to share?
What a bummer. I think I'm seeing ghosts. There's
Please
no
let me
breakfast for a dead mare.
Please let me inside. I'm terribly hungry, you see. And I thought that you might let it slide. If I ask you quite friendlily.
What is your intention? If I may be so brief. Because rhyming is not usually part of the social interaction that we have normally.
Then let's dispense with the rhyme, shall we? I hope you've been enjoying my hut. I'm quite grateful that you let me go off the terrible Fey Gate. I would rather like to have a little bit of breakfast with my house guests.
So it was you. I thought I forgot about. Huh. Well,
A little-
I mean,
I've had a little
let
change
me
of
invite you
wardrobe,
to
but-
your own house.
I've had a little bit of a change of wardrobe, but otherwise I'm much the same. I am quite calmed down since our last encounter, and you may now take the hand from your lovely companion.
Sorry, Stacy. I mean, I think this mare is not gonna steal beer from her own. At least that's what I've learned. I'm sorry if that was insensitive. This is what my parents told me you would do if I stopped rhyming.
No harm done. Good evening, my friends. She steps inside, and the house seems to sigh with relief. I hear you.
I do want to ask, what's the deal with rhyming with this veal?
Veal? I'm not a cow. The mayor looks at you.
I thought it was a horse. Sorry.
And a fucking Antir is banished. Seti is just like gone.
Gone.
Well, I
Hang on.
heard, I heard an old rumor that, and at a certain night at the end of the year, when winter draws close, a skeleton mare will show up at your door and ask to be let in, but you can never do it, and you need to keep rhyming until they give up. Otherwise, they will come in and steal all your beer and other
Yeah.
things. But that was the important one I remembered.
It's a
Stacy
crude
goes like,
reconstruction,
"Beer?"
but that is about the long and short of it.
Beer? But we only have peer.
What is a pier?
A pear, but you know.
Oh,
Oh, lovely.
Taking your fish off?
Well, anyway, I'm glad you've been enjoying my hospitality. Though, I am rather famished from the road here. If you've got pears, I will have those. If you've got beer, I'll drink that too, though not all of it, of course. All I ask is that I have a place at your table.
Of course, this is your house, as I understand.
Well, it is also your house. I mean, it looks like you've built it. There's a picture of your grandfather in the armory. The shrine has been made in the image of your ancestors. She looks over to you, Seti. And the carving room looks just like your father's office, does it not? You've each given
Stacy
a little
nods.
bit of yourself. You each give a little bit of yourselves to the house, so you're now just as homey as I am.
So Stacy nods and is like, yes, see, I knew when we take care of the house will take care of us.
You were right.
What's that? I'm terribly sorry that you got lost in the storm. I'm afraid it was also my doing. Times are changing. The old gods are returning. The old growths are regrowing. Life is returning to this place of death and destruction.
So that's
However-
why you weren't here before.
That's why the hut wasn't here either.
Yeah.
But with death and destruction comes birth and regrowth. So it makes sense that this house would find your path and intervene in time before you all died of exposure. A terrible loss indeed. For when people die in this forest without a grave, it is up to us to bury them.
How long have you been gone from this place?
A hand appears from her cloak and counts all of her fingers. Then another hand. Then another hand. Then another hand. Times
I see.
100.
Oh.
Very well. What's for breakfast? So, Seti, you
What if
made
Seti
some
made some
bread.
bread?
I would
That's
like
like
to know from each of your characters what is your favorite food to have for breakfast.
Well, absolutely, fried eggs and bacon for Tyr.
Fried eggs and bacon for Tyr. What's for Seti?
I'm thinking beans.
Just straight up some refried beans. Nothing complicated. It fills you right up. Stacy, besides flan?
Porridge with either caramelized pears or a cinnamon apple crumble.
Fuck me.
You find both of that at the table in the kitchen, which has now been greatly expanded. Slowly and sleepily, the rest of your crew shuffles in. Perhaps not as perturbed by the grisly side of the mare as they should be, and you sit down to have a lovely meal. You talk about old times, about what's ahead. For a moment, you forget about all the horrible things you've seen and the horrible things still to come. And Tyr, for once, you feel relaxation creeping into your bones. This was the moment you've been waiting for. The dread at the end of this turned out to be no more than a strange old lady with a horse head. As you sit down, though, and a quiet comes over the table, finally, she turns to you, Tyr. So, Lieutenant Tyr Northgate, or should I say ex-Lieutenant Tyr Northgate.
Yeah,
That is who you are, is it not?
that's correct. Yeah.
I've told you that we must each give something of ourselves. And for the four of you who have to fight the most, she points at all of you and Xiomara. There's one question I would ask. A hard realization. A bitter medicine. Answer me honestly, and you shall have my boon. Lie, and find out. Tyr. Would you betray your fellow men for what you believed in?
No. Never.
So you lack conviction.
Yes.
The first step to improvement is acknowledging your own mistakes. Seri. If you could make the world a better place by taking yourself out of it, would you do it?
In a heartbeat.
But the world will only become worse for your absence. You cannot see it improved without your own guiding hand, Seti. Action is always preferable to inaction. Apathy is death. Stacy. When there's nothing left of you but your body, a patch of hair, a fleeting memory, do you truly think you would have lost anything?
Stacy contemplates that. And Stacy goes on and says, no, because there is still the feeling I left within anyone I came across. And a faint memory will always remain, and my actions will always carry through.
I hope you can keep that surety in the days to come. You will need it. Very slowly, laboriously, Marilude gets up. She takes a deep bow, and she leaves. You spent the rest of the morning carrying on with your breakfast, keeping on chatting. Maybe a little rattled by the days that have passed, a little excited, a little nervous to see what you'll find in Wargo, but strengthened nonetheless. You've made it this far, you might as well carry on the rest of the way. At least you won't have to carry yourself alone. By noon, you already moved out of the hut. Once you leave, it is as small on the outside as it was when you first saw it. You know for a fact that next year, another blizzard will come and another hopeless wanderer will find themselves inside, will give another bit of themselves, and will carry on, always leaving a little bit of themselves behind. How you feel about this, I don't know. But you know that this is true. It takes you another 2 days to make your way to Wargo, finding it miraculously in one piece. Then what comes after, none of you could even have dreamed of. And with that, we call today's session. Thank you all for being here.
Ayo.
It was amazing.
Also, there is something that I've been wondering, and now I feel very stupid, but I'm not sure if it's...
I can't
Still
believe I
pretty-
didn't recognize my grandpa. Sorry, continue.
It could have been your grandpa.
Yeah, Auntie, what is it?
I wanted at some point ask an NPC because I didn't know, like, did we cause the storm or did we not? I thought that, like, with the explosion we caused it.
I think
No,
that's
what
for
we
me to
caused-
know and for you to find out.
I wanted to say, like, when we destroyed the grip from the Order of the Crooked Man, we made everything to be alive again. Like it can rebirth itself again now. Because there was like a cut, like you can imagine the Order of the Crooked Man was like a dam, and we tear that down, and now the river flows again.
Yeah.
And I really thought it was some sort of nuclear fallout thing of, like, the blue lamp.
Whatever it is,
Man.
it seems that the fate of the adventurer is always to change the entire world around them. In a way, in a very real way, you are the storm.
Bro,
Damn,
me
that's
when I'm the
deep.
storm.
That is approaching. Great. Seti, you drew the star, if I'm not mistaken.
Indeed. It's inspiration, vision, hope, and then I couldn't follow anymore.
That's good enough. I think, Seti, you've engaged very deeply with what it means for you to be spiritual, and you helped Lefave maybe move on a little bit too. And though it was still a little cryptic about it, I think the house was able to give Seti a pretty good idea of where he has to, of what direction he has to move into.
Yep, that makes sense.
So take the points of inspiration. Stacy,
I've started using them finally.
Stacy, you had the Eight of Swords inverted.
Yes.
Tell me
Anal
about that.
swords inverted? I'm sorry, I need to go to bed. I shouldn't have done that.
Totally fine. Somehow I only have written down liberation and clear decisions, and I did make clear decisions. I said, the house good, we need to be good.
Yep. Take the inspiration and go.
Woohoo!
And finally, Tyr, you had the Ace of Cups.
Yeah, there was a lack of emotional connection, a strong ego, and overwhelming emotion.
You had
Today I
to
was going to
deal-
struggle with the repressions of
Yeah,
myself.
and you dealt with your own anxiety. You made your voice
I've-
known.
I also dealt with, you know, starting to not be as repressed about my feelings towards custom, perhaps. Chance.
You can take the inspiration out of the way, I don't mind. Great, folks. With that...
What a
um,
session.
what a
Yeah,
session.
indeed.
I've been looking forward to this for a long time. I've had the idea about this since, I think, the beginning of the year. I've known basically that we're going to be here. And I wasn't entirely sure I was going to be able to pull it off, but like, then I realized, hey, I don't need a lot for this. I just need to, describe the scene well. And I did, only we didn't record it, so no one will ever fucking know. Anyway, I hope
Well, we
that
don't
nonetheless
know yet.
I was able
I'll
to...
have to find that.
My main goal with these sessions is always that I manage to confer a kind of feeling to you, the players, confer some kind of lesson that I think is important. If not to you as people, then to you as players, or your player characters. With
Man,
that-
and did you ever?
Did I ever? Yeah, I thought it would be fun to use D&D to tell a little bit more of a fairy tale story. To be like, in this very hard fantasy world where everything always has an explanation. Maybe you just meet a place that is just unconditionally nice for no particular reason. And yeah,
Yes.
engage with that.
Pretty sus if you ask us.
I fucking love it.
Also, I drew the connection with a fairy tale. I'm so proud of myself.
Yeah. Great. There's 1 month left in the year. I would like to do 2 sessions so we can finally finish this act. The next year, we're on to Stradwell. Strad, as Auntie likes to say.
Straight up strading it.
Right.
Strad. Yeah.
Striding
I
through
would
the
like-
country.
It's gonna be a poll up. We're gonna do 2 sessions. I hope you can all be there. If not, no worries. And then after that, we'll be gone for a while. Until then.
Sorry, my bad.
Until then, I hope you all have a lovely night and a lovely rest of your weekend. See you soon.
Nighty night.